Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches: Chicago Cubs vs. Arizona Diamondbacks, Miami Marlins vs. Philadelphia Phillies, and Minnesota Twins vs. Detroit Tigers, which are happening on Saturday, July 17, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours and hours of your time searching the internet for some fake betting predictions and losing your money because of it. Join High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advices instantly. Chicago made news in the first half of the season, announcing themselves as potential sellers despite one of baseball's best duos in Kris Bryant and Javier Baez. The Cubs wasted no time after the All-Star break, shipping Joc Pederson off to the Atlanta Braves. The Cubs would be expected to struggle against most teams, but given that they're facing Arizona, their offense and pitching should be able to do the trick. Chicago ranks 18th in baseball in runs per game and 9th in home runs per game, while also ranking 15th in opponent runs per game. Baez is questionable with a thumb injury, while the rest of the infield also remains out. David Bote and Matt Duffy won't be available, as 5 relievers remain out as well. Arizona has lost 66 of its first 92 games, and much of the blame can be placed on the collective shoulders of the pitching staff. Arizona has a team ERA of 5.40, which is next to last in baseball, and the WHIP is second to last at 1.48. Arizona pitchers allow opposing hitters to average .274 at the plate, which is worst in all of baseball. Arizona's Merrill Kelly is leading the team in wins with 5 and strikeouts with 93. The Diamondbacks have yet to release the name of their starting pitcher for Saturday's games at home against the Cubs. The Cubs have been led all season by Bryant and Baez, who lead the team across all 5 major categories. Bryant leads the way with a .271 batting average, 79 hits, and a .353 OBP, while Baez has the power numbers under control behind his team best 21 home runs and 56 RBI. Pederson's 11 home runs will be missed, but the Cubs' issues fall deeper than just Pederson being out of the lineup. Ian Happ needs a much stronger run of play, hitting only .183 on the season. Until the Cubs get depth and consistency from the entire lineup, even games like Saturday's will be a challenge for them. My betting advice for that game is to pick Cubs. The Miami Marlins are in last place in the National League East, but the pitching staff cannot be blamed. Miami has the 5th best team ERA at 3.43, the 7th best WHIP at 1.19, and the Marlins are allowing opposing hitters to average only .227 at the plate, which is 8th best. Left-hander Trevor Rogers has the Miami lead in wins with 7, ERA at 2.31, and strikeouts with 122. Miami has not yet named its starting pitchers for Saturday's second game of its series against the Philadelphia Phillies. Philadelphia won 7 of their final 10 games heading into the All-Star break to gain some ground in the NL East race. The Phillies entered Friday second in the NL East, 3.5 games behind the Mets for the top spot in the division race. On Sunday, Philadelphia finished with 6 hits with Ronald Torres, 2 runs, 3 RBI, finishing with 3 of them. No other player had more than 1 in the contest. Torres hit his 3rd homer of the season in the win. Brandon Kintzler didn't factor in the decision as a makeshift opener, as he allowed 1 run on 1 hit with no walks or strikeouts in 1 inning of work. Christopher Sanchez, 1-0, earned the win with 3 innings of relief. He allowed 1 run on 4 hits with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Ranger Suarez earned his 2nd save after throwing 2.1 scoreless innings, allowing 1 hit with 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Miami could use some help at the plate, as the Marlins team batting average is .233, which is 20th, and Miami has the next to last slugging percentage at .372, which in turn has produced the next to last number of runs scored with 353. Miami's lack of power has produced only 88 home runs in 89 games, led by Adam Duvall with 19. Miami's best overall hitter through the first half of the season has been Jesus Aguilar with 15 doubles, 15 home runs and a team-best 62 RBIs, which is tied with Duvall. Vince Velasquez is on the mound for the Phillies as he logs his 19th appearance and 15th start of the year in this contest. He comes in 3-4 with a 5.35 ERA, a 1.438 WHIP, 40 walks and 77 strikeouts over 72.1 innings of action on the year. Velasquez was shelled in taking the loss in his last start, which came last Friday on the road against Boston. He threw 2.1 innings, allowing 8 runs on 6 hits with 4 walks and 2 strikeouts in a game the Phillies lost 11-5. Pitching at home this season, Velasquez is 2-1 with a 4.58 ERA, a 1.259 WHIP, 16 walks and 42 strikeouts over 37.1 innings in 9 appearances, 6 starts. Velasquez makes his 20th career start against the Marlins in this contest. He comes in 6-4 with a 4.19 ERA, a 1.105 WHIP, 26 walks and 92 strikeouts over 92.1 innings of work against them. Velasquez is 16-16 with a 4.57 ERA, a 1.27 WHIP, 104 walks and 328 strikeouts over 271.2 innings in 61 career appearances, 52 starts, at Citizens Bank Park. My betting advice for that game is to pick Miami Marlins. Bailey Ober struggled in his last game. He went 3.1 innings and gave up 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 earned runs, struck out 4, and gave up 2 home runs in a no decision against the Detroit Tigers. On the season, Ober has a record of 1-1 in 8 starts with a 5.45 ERA, 1.36 WHIP, and a 37.11 K/BB ratio. Opposing batters are hitting .264 against Ober this season. He has not gone 6 innings in any start. The Twins' pitching staff has been very poor this season. As a team, they are bottom 5 in ERA, hits allowed, runs allowed, home runs allowed, and batting average against. The Tigers went on to give up 11 runs in a 12-9 losing effort. It was a hard reminder of why Detroit is ranked for having the second worst bullpen in the league. So that creates some concern on that end heading into Saturday's game as well. Even if Peralta pitches a gem, which is a stretch in itself, will it be enough to cover for a possible collapse from his relief help? We've seen this story enough times to know how it ends. The Tigers will eventually give up the big hits and lose complete control of the game. Even if Wiley Peralta does his sequel justice against the Twins, the relief help for the Tigers will stumble late in the game and watch that effort run down the drain. The bats are too heavy for Minnesota, and they didn't come all this way to Detroit to whiff at the plate. I'd be more concerned about weary bats in a doubleheader if this game came right before the All-Star break. But this Twins team is well rested and more than capable of exploding on the back end of a doubleheader. That's something that'll be weighing heavily on his mind throughout this game. One thing is certain, however, the Tigers will need offense from somewhere, anywhere, to keep themselves in this matchup. Minnesota has been a walking nightmare defensively, but they have the bats to make themselves relevant. It's tough saying the same about a Tigers team with a .235 batting average and .693 OPS on the season. They have to hope their bats can capitalize on the Twins' struggles. Minnesota has been good on offense this season. They are top 10 in the league in hits, home runs, batting average, SLG, and OPS. They are just outside the top 10 in runs, RBIs, walks, and OBP. Nelson Cruz is having a good season. He leads the team in home runs, RBIs, and has a batting average over .300. The Twins have 6 batters with double-digit home runs on the season. They got swept last weekend in Minnesota, and they'll have similar problems at Comerica Park. Peralta gave them a solid effort against the Twins in their last outing, and it still wasn't enough to get the job done. It's expecting a lot of him to just step on the mound and repeat that effort. This game is a disaster waiting to happen. My betting advice for that game is to pick Minnesota Twins. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.